Hello, and welcome to The Base, Big and Small Screens. Today I would like to talk to you about The Dresden Files, the complete first season and only season, because as far as I know, they never uh, went to a second season after this. This is based off of the widely popular Jim Butcher series, The Dresden Files, um, and it stars Paul Blackthorne of Arrow fame as Harry Dresden. There's a couple other people in here as well. I don't remember the names of them offhand, but you can see her on the cover here. Yeah, lady there. She is the one playing Murphy, Lieutenant Murphy. And I know a lot of people that are fans of the books were a little upset when the casting came down because Lieutenant Murphy's supposed to be short, blonde, Irish. And this lady is not blonde, nor, I believe, Irish in terms of ethnicity. I think her character is a little bit Latino, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, there was changes made to the series. Uh, Also, the first book, that particular story, is in here as the eighth episode. There's also an alternate version of that episode, which isn't on my set of discs, but was on later reprintings of it that you can watch. At least I think so. That takes things a little bit closer to the books, I think, than the actual episode does. In here, the one that was aired. Now, that all being said, definitely some interesting things going on in here. To the fact that they gave Bob an actual to an actual actor that he's like manifesting as a ghost, but you can see him, which is widely different from the books where Bob is just a spirit in a skull that talks via the skull. Bob's skull is still there, but Bob himself he has a bit more personality and whatnot. Uh, he's also not as much of a horn dog because Bob in the books, as I remember, is very much um, a horn dog of a spirit, whereas Bob in this is not. He's a lot more erudite, a lot more the old school type of a wizard. There's also Morgan, who is the one that is charged by the council of one of the wardens to keep an eye on Harry Dresden and to cut him down if he ever steps a toe across the line. And Morgan in the books is portrayed as being a very tall, dour white man. In here, they make him an African American. And again, there was people complaining about this sort of thing. Now, me personally, I find that anything that's going to be adapted from a book to either a television series or to a movie or even an animated series, there's going to be changes because it's an adaptation. So as long as the character is not vastly changed in terms of the personality and whatnot, then I have no problem with them casting any type of an actor. If they want to change it just to get an actor in there that they think is going to do a good job, I'm all for it. I like seeing that sort of shift and change in something. Now, the particular story itself and the way everything is played out and whatnot is really quite good. There's 12 episodes in this particular little 3 disc set, and Paul Blackthorne is pretty amazing as Harry Dresden. I can definitely buy him as being Harry Dresden, this smart aleck type of a guy, very smart ass wizard. Uh, I quite enjoy it. One of the other changes they made, stop phone. One of the other changes they made is that he It'll be, stop here in a minute. There it goes. Okay. One of the changes they did make was that Harry's famous Blue Beetle, which is a Beetle car, VW Volkswagen Bug, is not in here. He's driving a Jeep instead. Because one of the core conceits of the Dresden Files is that magic tends to not work well with technology. The more technological something is, the easier and quicker it will simply break down because of the sheer presence of a wizard, in this case, Harry. So the Volkswagen Bug, being a very old car, tends to run a lot longer and a lot better than some newfangled car. But all kinds of these little changes that were made simply to make this more in keeping with television series, to make it flow better and whatnot, because changes will happen. There was some things that I may have taken umbrage with in the past when I was younger, but when I finally stumbled across this, I was old enough, and I am old enough, to know that there's going to be changes. So I liked it. I bought into it. It was pretty cool. Good old Harry. One of the neat things that I do like is the fact that his magic wand is basically a drumstick, and like a drumstick for playing drums, and his staff is made out of a hockey stick, which is actually pretty cool in terms of hiding something in plain sight. Carrying around a rune engraved staff is going to draw more attention than carrying around a hockey stick. So I like that little hiding things in plain sight. That was really cool. It was a nice little touch. So the Dresden Files, is it good? Is it worth your time? I would say yes. If you're a fan of the books, this is well worth checking out, simply to see how they chose to portray some things. How Paul Blackthorne portrays Harry Dresden in this. And I think he does a fantastic job. How the lady playing Murphy and the fellow playing Bob and Morgan portray their characters. I think they've done a fantastic job with what they had to work with. And this was done back in 2007. So about 10 years ago this came out. But it was still, at the time, still really good for what it was. So it's up to you whether you want to track it down and check it out, but I would recommend it. So that's going to be it for this episode of Big and Small Screens. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you like what I'm doing, please give that like button a tap. Give that subscribe button a tap as well if you haven't already, so you can be kept apprised of when I do new videos. And throw a comment in the comment section. Have you seen the Dresden Files? Do you know of any other shows, TV, movies, similar to this that you think I might be interested in? Throw a comment in the comment section. Let me know. I would love to get a discussion going and check things out. So do all that. And until next time, check out the Dresden Files. You might like it. And I'll see you next time.